hashtag buy Belvin shirts. Y'all have them on here. So whose idea was that?
So the idea was, it was a collection of students, also alumni. Hail Mary, they had a protest back in 2018, I believe so, 2017, and that was to get a new board of trustees, new president, and they saw very good push to it. So we wanted to piggyback off their success. Also, with Every was right. Every was right in the fact that we had conditions, that unlivable conditions on campus, and also that we need unique change. And bye bye Belvin basically means we want a whole new board of trustees, and we need help them period. And we know that it starts at the top, and the top is board of trustees and board chair of period. So we want all of them gone. And we want a new board of trustees where alumni can pick it, students, faculty, and staff can also help out and pick a board of trustees that is for the equipment, not for their own pockets.
So I'm going to get to the board in a second here, but I do want to talk about something the president did say. Control room, pull up the post that I sent y'all. And so this went out yesterday, where Coach Woody actually tweeted that he was coming to Bethune-Cookman. And this was the tweet here. Went up on his Facebook page, then Twitter. Well, he had to take it down because he wasn't authorized to post it. And so when the president said that they'll be making the announcement next week. And so either one of you, again, your thoughts on the fact that the university is moving forward, that Ed Reed will not be the head coach here at Bethune-Cookman. They have chosen someone else.
Okay. So it's sad to see Ed Reed go, because Coach Reed, he wanted to change for us. He saw that Bethune-Cookman needed change. He wanted change not for the football team, but for the whole school. So it's sad to see him go, but we have to keep moving on at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, Bethune-Cookman is a business, and you have to keep the business running.
I just want to say that with Ed Reed came in, and it wasn't like he had this selfish attitude. It was selfish. It wasn't that, I'm just here strictly for the football team. It was really just, I'm here for the school. It's time to turn things around. Like, you're here to make a change. And for him to go, it's sad. So, like, with the new football coach coming in, it's really you're going to have to pick back up off where Ed Reed left off at. And if you can't do that, then it's just on to the next person.
Do you believe that the comments made by Ed, do you believe that gave new life to the student? It empowered folks to be able to freely speak out?
Welcome to the Smoke a Lot Media T.O, Dangerous Minds T.O. Man, I'm glad Roland Martin gave the staff and the students a platform to talk and give their perspective.
From being unheard by the university, and it was just time to make a change. So one thing about Bethune-Cookman, they hate bad press. So for us to get to them is to go to the media, is to say, hey, we have mold in our dorms. It's to say we have rats, we're getting sick by it. Because how many times do we have to complain for you to do something and nothing is being done?
Now, when you say complain, here's what I'm curious about. Who are you complaining to? What is the process? Is there a formal process when it comes to the issue that you're talking about?
We complain to maintenance. So people that stay in phase or these different dorms, they complain to maintenance. But
you're talking directly to maintenance. What I'm saying is it the worker? Is it their boss? Is it the supervisor? Or is there an administrative person who you're able to communicate with who's directly over them?
It's a work form, so we don't know who we're talking to. It's just a form that we send in.
It's a form you fill out.
Yes, it's a form that we fill out and that we send.
Like Maya said, it is a form that you fill out and you send in, and depending on the severity of it is how the response time is. With mold, for me personally, this being my third year, me putting in a work order for mold, I probably won't see nobody in my room doing something about it until maybe 3-4 weeks, almost a whole month, because it's always the issue of, oh, you can take bleach and spray at it and it'll come off, but it grows right back. Or they come in and paint right over it and cover up the mess that is still there that continuously make people sick. With the maintenance coming to fix it, the form that's being put out, it's not enough response time, like the fastness of it going out and actually having it being done and not just covering up just to cover it up.
If you look at the various issues, and there are a number of issues that folks have talked about, what would you?
In some cases, they shut a whole school down from this. I remember back in Chicago in 1980s, they shut down Truth Primary Elementary School, and they shut down the school, and we had to relocate all the way up north to what school was that? Lakeview, I think Lakeview up north somewhere. Yes, because of that condition.
Great. So we want to make sure we get our education and live a good life.
You talked about the mold issue taking 4 weeks. Again, that communicating to other folks as well. You said folks gotten sick. I received an email from a parent who talked about their child had to go to the hospital because she had breathing issues as a result. Have you heard that from other students who have been impacted?
I have heard that from other students, and I've also have dealt with it myself. Even though I'm not, I don't have asthma, I still have gotten sick from the mold because not.
I have those conditions also. Can be around too mold. I can get sick. It's hereditary in your bloodstream. Mold. And some people, you can't be around that, inhaling that shit in the basement, working in dusty environments.
7 to 10 days.
Yes. So before you said you was coming to do a town hall meeting, nobody was really out there cleaning. They was doing the regular cleaning. Then I say on Monday or even Friday, they got in high gear, dipping out every day. They've been cleaning, going from dorm to dorm.
You trying to say we made them do some cleaning?
Yeah. They've been going from dorm to dorm, saying everybody's okay, saying what do you need done, because they knew you were coming. Well, not coming, but you was be in the area.
You were smiling when I raised that question. Go ahead.
Yes, because I just feel like it shouldn't take all of that. Mm-hmm. It should not take for us to complain and for us to go to the media for y'all to do what y'all supposed to do. Y'all know the school is a mess. Y'all know we got mold in our dorms. Y'all know these buildings need to be painted. Just do what you got to do, and then we'll be quiet. That's just point blank period.
I want to say that with what she just said, some of us, and I'm speaking for me personally, some of us didn't even have the option to stay in a dorm that we wanted to stay in. People who have high GPAs, like 3.0s or higher, they've had to been forced into the honors dorm. I stay in Lee Ryan, and when I say it's been a challenge because this is supposed to be an honors dorm. We work hard for our GPAs, and we're living in filthy conditions to the point where ceilings are not being fixed. Water is coming in through our ceilings. We didn't have no choice but to stay in there. Like, there was no other option. It was strictly, you got this GPA, you got to stay in there, live with it, deal with it. That's how it felt. So, like, what Maya said, it shouldn't have to take all of that to really fix the problem, honestly.
So, go ahead.
And piggyback on what sister said. I know in Lee Ryan, you got to have any AC since July. So they haven't had any AC since July.
Who hasn't had AC?
Lee Ryan. It's the honors dorm building. They haven't had any AC since July.
So you said the honors building hasn't had air conditioning since July.
Yeah, they have the AC now.
I've been in there since July because I stayed on campus for a summer program, and when I got moved into my housing assignment for the school year, I didn't have no air. And mind you, I have a service animal. So imagine living in that, being in band practice and coming back into a hot sauna room, literally a sauna. And it's high hopes of we're going to get this air conditioning fixed. We're going to make sure we do this. We're going to make sure you do that. You giving us high hopes, but there's no work being done. It's a lot of talk, but not a lot of work coming behind it.
We were as we were talking about that, and obviously, university was impacted by the hurricanes. But you have been here. You've been here. What was it like before the hurricanes? Because I mean, obviously, I get. Look, I'm from Houston. I've lived through multiple hurricanes, knocking our power out for 2 weeks and having bad conditions. But did these issues predate the hurricanes that impacted this university?
I say yes because of the fact that even us coming back from the hurricane, there was things put out on social media, things that was said by staff that were, when we come back, XYZ ABC is going to be fixed because, the effect on the hurricane. Some, I know for my dorm, Lee Ryan, the back wing of that dorm from the third all the way to the first has been completely affected to the point where people have had to move out because of the damage that came from the hurricane. Other rooms, not so much, but just the fact that you say we're going to have this, we're going to have AC units. We're going to make sure that, certain things are going to be taken care of before we come back, because we was out for, I think, maybe 2-3 weeks at the most. Even with that, the campus was still being cleaned up, but it was still enough time for something to be changed. And coming back and there's nothing to be changed, it's just like, what was y'all doing?
And to the dorm, the molten dorms, it was molten dorms before the hurricanes. So
we gonna say allegedly. You know what the staff members did. They increased their salary. Whatever money they got from the government, they increased their salary. Those who retired, they increased their retirement salary. And let these kids deal with this.
And to get some type of fan, we didn't get a fan till literally the middle of fall semester, like an actual box fan. It did somewhat help, but we didn't get an actual AC unit, like a portable AC unit in our room until right before Hurricane Ian. And then when we came back, it was gone. Literally, it was gone.
And so, as you laid this out, what are your parents saying?
Hurry up and get out of there. That's what she's telling me. Hurry up and get out of there.
You're laughing, so clearly.
For my parent, it's very much what Maya said. It's time for you to go. Like, it's time to get up out of there, because you shouldn't have to live in your home away from home in that type of condition. You paying all of this money out to the university, and where is the money going for our living conditions? So yes, my parent, by her being a single mother, and it's frustrating to know that I'm constantly worried about my child's safety, my child's health. You can't sleep like that. You can't, as a parent, you can't sleep like that. So, like Maya said, my parent is basically like, you got to find a way to get up out of there.
And you're graduating when?
Next spring.
So I got
a whole year.
So, what, you trying to get me to come back every week so you can make sure stuff is straight?
If you must, please.
All right, hold tight 1 second. We got to go to a break, folks. We come back, we'll continue our conversation. I do want to talk about the conversation last night that the president had with the freshman class and what their plans are communicating with the various constituents on the campus. Folks, you're watching a special town hall here, community town hall at Hope Fellowship Church in Daytona Beach, Florida. This town hall focused on Bethune-Cookman. We'll be right back on Roland Martin Unfiltered.
I need love. I need love. I need love. I need love.
I'm just a young black male trying to stay away from jail cells. Chosen by God, but born into sin to raise hell. Will I prevail, going toe to toe against my flesh? Or will I fall, just another victim like the rest? My baby boy got him laying on my chest. As I think about his future, one day he'll be a ruler. He wasn't playing, but I'm glad I got my junior. When I see his smile, I say it should have happened sooner. There's nothing cooler than being a dad. Babies grow up with no daddies, always wishing they had. See the anger in the youth, you can tell that they sad. Hearing rich kids brag about the things that they have. Do the math, what's left for me and my crew? When it's me and it's you and the little 22. I need God on my worst of days, especially when I can't think. On my knees I pray.
I need love.
That's exactly what they missing. You gotta listen to the children.
I need love.
That's exactly what they missing. You gotta listen to the children.
I need love.
They crying out, can you hear it? Gotta feel it in your spirit.
I need love.
That's exactly what they missing. You gotta listen to the children. The children in America don't believe anymore. They living in poverty, so they really ain't got no hope. They think that it's a joke when we speaking about change. Cause when they look around, everything is still the same. I know that it's a shame, but we the ones to blame. We need to lend a helping hand, come make a change. Do something to show the kids that you still care. And also let them know that your love is still there. I'm looking at myself from a higher point of view.
Bethune-Cookman Town Hall. We're talking with some students here. Packed house here of students and alumni and the community folks here. And everybody wave. Everybody wave. All right. Glad to see everybody here. Glad to see you for this conversation. We played the interview there of President Drake. So I'm curious. He said they had a meeting with the freshmen. How many folks showed up?
Had to be like less than 20.
Now, just anyone just get, how many freshmen are on this campus?
So
Just give me a roundabout number. Go ahead.
the freshman class is the biggest class we have on campus right now.
Huh?
They're the biggest class we have on campus right now.
Yeah, what? 500, 600, 700?
Oh, like 1,000.
So 1,000. Okay. So here's my problem. Your folks have been protesting conditions on campus, complaining about a number of things. I had the student leaders on my show saying they had not met face-to-face with the president since August. For the first opportunity to meet the president, 20 out of 1,000 show up.
Yes, sir.
That's a problem. Because if you're talking about fronting leadership and demanding change, folk got to show up and speak their mind and because I'll tell you, if 20,000 show up, a bunch of other folks will say, we good. What do you say to those freshmen?
Would just say, we did all this talk, we did all this work, all the media came out, the stations come out. You still need to speak your mind to go and say what you need to say. Don't be afraid to say, hey, this is what's going on in my room. I got mold here. Don't be afraid to say, go out and speak your mind.
I would say that freshmen, even though you guys are fresh on this campus, voice, just like the rest of the student body. So our voice is not heard. Yes, we had a protest, but a protest is not enough to the changes that we need to have happen on this campus. So yes, we did all of that, but town hall meetings is very, very important because this is where you get a chance to see the president. You get a chance to speak what you need to speak instead of just protest. I did what I need to do. I'm going back to my room because at that point it's just like you know what, my job here is done. So you have a voice, use it. Don't feel like you're the youngest on campus. You don't have to use your voice.
But also, I think it goes beyond just being able to go to there and speak your. Information gathering is also important. And when you don't know, you don't know. And there are a lot of folks who actually know. I've got questions in my pocket. I've had people eat, oh, where is this and where is that and what's going on? Well, if you never have an opportunity, look at that, he readily, they have not communicated enough with students and being transparent what's going on. When he said that 60% of the funds from the federal government was used to pay down student debt, I said, "Wow! First of all, that's a story they should have been telling folk. That's kind of with folk. Other universities have FISC. They actually gave stipends to folks to pay down their debt. Some other HBCUs did that as well. But that needs to be shared. But if we're going to have, again, this type of conversation, and we're talking about demanding change, leaders lead. And they have to tell folk, you can't sit on the sidelines and not. You must ask questions, make demands, but also get information so you know. So that was the freshman class. As this week coming,
Yes, sir.
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna be there. Front row.
How many of the sophomores in here? And how are you also to challenge others to say, look, you need to be there to directly speak to the president and the administration?
Right. So I'm like talking to my peers. We've been doing it for 2 years. Ever since we with our dorms or with Dexo and anything on campus. So we have
Now, when you were listening to the interview, not happy with a number of different things that the president said. Were any of you aware of how the American Rescue Relief Funds were actually used when the president said 60% went to students?
I didn't even know that we got any money from the American Rescue Plan because we are a private institution.
No. So the reality is, I this is on my show. So about 6.5 billion went to a variety of HBCUs, and we can thank Congressman Clyburn, Congressman Scott, and all the Adams for that. And is Bethune-Cookman out of about 10 different bills received about $6 million. So funding. So you're talking about it was COVID, and so it was a number of institutions. They were public and private. So it wasn't just public. 60. See, that's why you got to watch Roland Martin. We broke it down. And so, but that was Bethune-Cookman. If I pull the numbers up in a second, Florida A&M, I believe, received about $100 million. And so again, all the HBCUs combined were about 6.5 billion. And so again, so what he said, 60% went to paying down student debt, percent went to instruction. That's a perfect example. One, the university should have been explaining that. But how many of you where that money went? I got one person back there. One person back there. So I see a second person. So you were aware? So how were you aware? Hold on one second. Let me go ahead and yeah. I'm gonna walk over here. We got it right. We working. All right, so you stand up. So you were aware. So what? You read it somewhere? You asked somebody? I got it. All right.
I believe that was in 2020 or 2021. They had to get the money basically. So if you didn't sign up, I gave the students around 2,000, but 1,000 to go towards our balance. 1,000. They give it out to the students.
Okay. Now she knew that. Did you get the 10,000?
Yes.
Okay. Who else in here? Their student debt lowered as a result of that funds. Right. And one that.
I think it's
That's y'all gotta read the signs. Go ahead.
So it went towards the students that were here before COVID hit. So a lot of them that are freshmen and sophomores, when they came into their freshman year, they weren't eligible to get it. So anybody that's sophomores, they didn't get it. But anybody that's like juniors and seniors, they should have got it if they signed up for it.
Got it. All right. So here are juniors and seniors. And y'all didn't get that money? Man, y'all better read those signs. So for me, what I would immediately ask is, if that big, again, how was information communicated out? How was it actually shared? Was it to parents and to students? She's shaking her head, said it wasn't. That's one of those things to me that I think is critically important. Now, the university, they posted some of their financials on the Bethune-Cookman website. Y'all can actually go there and check that out. And so we'll be pulling that as well. But that, again, I think goes back to why you have to have these regular sessions with student body, so people are getting the information, but people also got to show up.
Right. I was just gonna say big thing. Like it's not a street, it's a two-way street. It gotta go both ways.
Moving forward, because the president said they're going to be holding with each class, they're going to be having weekly town halls. Do you anticipate, again, because people now understand that people are going to be more willing to actually engage with this administration on the critical issues that you face?
If I have to go to FaZe or Lee Ryan or other these or put flyers on the door and knock on these people's door and say, hey, you need to come to this town hall, because this is important. This is how you make a change within.
I want to thank Roland Martin for bringing awareness to all the HBCUs, because this is not just about Bethune-Cookman. It's about all our Black historical colleges, man. What they do with them funds. I'm out of here. Peace.